everybody, this is Loretta, and I'm coming to you today to tell you about a story that happened to me. I'd say it was like about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it was during Halloween. Well, actually, it was Halloween Day, and we had prepared the house, we decorated, and we bought a lot of candy because we usually get a few trick or treaters, but I had a feeling we were going to get a lot because the weather was cold and breezy, but it was not raining or anything like that. So I figured there would be more kids out. So anyway, throughout the night, between myself, my husband, and our son, we took turns answering the door to give out the candy. And the trick or treating lasted, I think, maybe about 2 hours. And we went through almost all the candy, and I was glad that I had bought extra. So we went ahead and called it a night, and we turned the porch light off, and then we waited for about an hour, and then we turned it back on. So it was already maybe like, I'd say maybe about 9 o'clock. So we ordered some pizza, and I made some popcorn, and we watched a scary movie. Then after the scary movie, we wanted to watch another scary movie. So my son was already getting tired and he wanted to go play some video games before bedtime. So he went and was playing video games, and my husband and I, we straightened up the living room and threw the trash away and started cleaning up in the kitchen. And then we sat down to watch a movie. So we were watching a movie, and the movie was almost over, so it was already like about, I'd say a little after midnight. And we were sitting there talking and stuff, and my husband said he wanted to get a snack. So I was like, okay, excuse me. So anyway, he went into the kitchen to get a snack, and at that moment, the doorbell rang, and I looked at the clock, and it was around 10, 15 minutes after midnight. And I was like, I wonder who that could be. And my husband goes, don't answer the door. And I was like, well, it could be a family member. I don't know. So I went and answered it anyway. So I answered the door, and there was these two kids standing there. I guess they were kids, maybe, I'd say about 12. And they had their heads down, would not look up or anything, wouldn't say anything. And, one was dressed all in black and with a hoodie and stringy hair coming out. And then the other person, I'm assuming was a girl, had a old tattered bee costume on. And it was stained, and it just looked very strange. And all they told me was trick or treat, but in their voice, in their mannerism, they were like very cold, like no personality or anything. And they just stood there. And I told them, well, I don't have much candy. There wasn't enough for both. So I told them, would you like some microwave popcorn? And they said yes. Just that one word, yes, and just flat. No emotion, no anything. So I got a really creepy vibe. So my husband goes, well, who is it? And I go, I don't know. It's just two kids out there. And they said trick or treat. And he goes, at this time? And I go, yeah. So he came to me. He came and sat down on the couch. And I grabbed the popcorn. And on my door, there's a little gap. So I didn't even want to open our security door. So I just put the popcorn through the gap, and they got the popcorn and just stood there. And I was like, I couldn't see their faces or anything. And I was like, okay, well, good night. And I locked the door. So when I locked the door, all the dogs started barking and stuff. And my husband was like, this is very creepy, We're kind of creeped out. So he went out there, and I went behind him. And we looked up the street, down the street. It couldn't have been more than a minute or two. And we looked everywhere. We looked around the house. There was nobody. And the dogs were still barking. So we just went in the house and locked the door. And we were all creeped out. We stayed in the house. We didn't open the door anymore. We didn't get any more visitors, but it was very, very creepy. And, maybe next time I'll listen to my husband. But that was my story because I think that these were black-eyed children. It was too creepy for them not to be. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and I will see you next time, and be safe out there. Good night. Bye.